What's going on, y'all? So I have this devotion book that I try to read out of every morning. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I do it every day because that'd be a lie. But I really strive to do a devotion every morning, read the Word of God, and do some confessions just so I can speak godly things over my life. And I got this book from my therapist. Maybe you guys can see it. My therapist gave me this book. Actually, you pause it and try to read it. I want to read something from this one right here. It says, a season and a reason. The verse for this is John 10:10. It says, I have come that they may have life and they may have it more abundantly. The assurance of Jesus is that because God is with us, we do not give in, sink beneath, or become defeated by troubles. We face them, confront them, challenge them, deal with them, and in the end, overcome them. What consolation that this should bring to our hearts. Jesus taught his followers that all challenges are passing in nature. Sickness and trouble are for a season and for a reason. Jesus' very life was for a season and a reason. Even his burial in the tomb were only for a season and a reason. This spoke to me because a lot of times, if I can be honest with y'all, humble, open, and transparent. Sometimes stuff just feels personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get a big thing of like, damn, like, why me? I go to church. Well, I don't go to church as much as I should, but like, I tap in with God every day, best I can. I'm celibate, so I ain't sinning like I was. I give when the Holy Spirit tells me to give. I live as righteous as a nigga from Inglewood, can be. Why this stuff happens to me? And reading this passage, man, right here, every season has a reason. A season, even good seasons, it's for a reason, And I just want to just encourage somebody and possibly my future self on this topic, because I get it, bro. Like, I'm going through a bit of something right now. Stuff just feels personal, but I promise you it's not. See, God chastises the ones he loves. I read that in Proverbs 10, and that always stuck with me. I was like, dang, he's like, God is a parent. You know what I'm saying? If you have children, you put them on timeout, give them spankings, take away their iPads because you want them to learn a lesson. And for that season, for that little 5 minutes, that's like hell to that child. You know what I'm saying? Or you spanking, that's like, damn. This feels personal. My woman's always felt personal. But looking back on those were teaching moments. My mom disciplined me because she didn't want me to fall into this or fall into that or fall into this other thing. And I feel like sometimes we forget that God is a parent and he's our father. And he's a good father. And he has us go through stuff so we can get a certain lesson or make us stronger to prepare us for what's to come. I'll use me as an example. I was in a relationship and it was horrible. It was terrible. It was awful. And a lot of times I stay up at night thinking like, dang, like, why'd you let me go through all this? Well, first of all, there were signs. So if I could really be honest with myself, there were always signs. But I always hear pastors say, if you didn't go through this, you wouldn't have a prayer life. And that's true. I wouldn't. Maybe God is like, I need you to be close with me. What I have for you need to be tapped in. If I'm going to go to Hollywood with all that stuff, y'all see what's going on with Diddy. I ain't gotta even feel me. I ain't gotta even get into that. But you see what's going on. More and more things are being revealed as Hollywood practices. Is that all of Hollywood? I don't think so. But that's in there enough to where it could be all this. And I feel like God is like, I need you to be more and more tapped in. I need you to get all this stuff out of you. All this stuff that brought you to that girl. I need you to get that out of you. Because I'm going to use you to bring people to me. So I need you to get all of the body of you. And by the time you get to where I need you to be, you can be this kind of person. You can be the version of you that I meant for you to be, so that people can see that you ain't got to be a weirdo to be a follower of me. That's what I believe the season is for. So I say all this to say, this long-winded kind of exposition. I get it, bro. I get it, sis. It feels unfair. You know what I'm saying? It really, really does. But just know that for one thing, God is for a reason. If you into animes, look at it as your character. Like this is your character arc, and it sucks. It's a canon event. You have to go through this. That's one thing. And two, guys are gonna leave you or forsake you. And anything that God takes away or allows to be taken away, He returns it tenfold. I know the old story of Job is a Christian cliche at this point, but it's true. Think about what Job got back after he lost his stuff. Just think about that. So I just want to encourage you that the season is rough and it's tough, and I definitely get it. But understand that God has not left you. He's not going to forsake you. He's going to return what you lost. All right? Cool. What's going on? It's your boy Slick. What's up? What up? I've always wanted to do that, man. What's going on? It's the boy Slick. This is Shower Thoughts Podcast, episode 3. This one's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today because I have to go get my daughter, go be a dad and all that. But I wanted to make sure I got y'all something to watch, listen to, vibe with your boy with. You know what I'm saying? So just checking on y'all real quick, man. How's it going? How's life? It's summertime now. The kids driving you crazy yet? Or you send their asses to summer camp to get more time away from your kids? You're a bad parent. You're a terrible parent. You're awful. What's wrong with you? Spend time with them kids you help put on earth. You know what I mean? Nah, but on the real though, man. Summertime, it's a trip. When I was a kid, bro, it's wild to see like summer, like the meaning of summer, like go from like being like the end all be all as a kid, and then going to like, you know, to like being like grown, and then being like, I gotta work still, and it's hot, and God forbid you got like a job outside, like Amazon or construction or something like that, or a job that has you just outside. That sucks. Now I like the heat personally, and I'm used to working in the heat because I play football, and like Hell Week is a real thing. But you know, you just miss working. You just miss just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like you lay up, and you had like a mom like mine, you lay up to like at the latest like 8. You know what I'm saying? You play games all day with your friends. It was just a good thing to just be a part of, man. Summertime as a kid, it was just fantastic. You could be outside all day longer, you know what I'm saying? It didn't get dark till like 9:30. You at your friend's house playing football, basketball, video games, and all that shit. It was just a really a great time. And you get grown, and like I said, man, it's just like, damn, I gotta work and sit in traffic, and it's hot. That's whack. That's all whack right there. But you know what I've recently realized though, is that when you work hard and you get rich, you could take the summers off and you get that back. So that's one of my goals, to work hard, take summers off, and re-enjoy my summer vacation, because for me, my birthday is in the summer, so I want to have all that time in the world off the plan and just really just lay up and kick it, man. But that's just my quick thoughts about summer, man. You know, I just wanted to just, you know, share that with y'all. I think that's pretty cool. That's one thing I just want to just have back, man. Summer vacation. Just waking up as a kid, man. Summer, you know what I'm saying? But one thing though that I miss about summer is that one girl you haven't seen all year, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, well, not all year, you haven't seen her all summer and kind of miss her, and you're like, dang, I miss Chantrell, or I miss Denise, or I miss Brittany, or I miss, like, you know, LaShawn. Just random names, by the way, y'all. I miss this girl, I miss that girl. And you see them, and, you know, somehow, some way, like, damn. Summer is how you know you really like a girl, because you either see her after summer vacation and she looks finer to you or looks uglier to you. And I can't explain what that is. Maybe your taste just changed. I don't know. But you know, like, you be like, oh man, she's still here. She got better, bro. It's crazy. Or your homies be like, hey, there goes Chantrell. You be like, all right, nigga. It's just, you just lose the care to see Chantrell or Denise or Brittany again. Like, you know, it just is what it is. Like, your taste has changed. To you, she's uglier. She's not uglier, but I'm just saying, like, you just be over it. Or maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I get over shit pretty fast when it comes to crushes. My crushes ain't ever real. Like, I can have a celebrity crush on whoever by today. I can see him on Instagram, like, damn, she fine. Da-da-da. Today is Friday as I'm filming this podcast. By Friday evening, I'll be over it. By Saturday morning, 6 a.m., I'll be over the shit. She's still pretty. It's just like, I don't like her no more. I don't know what that's about personally, but yeah, y'all, I don't. Man. But anyway, just plowing ahead to something real, man. A lot of things going on in the world. This whole ICE thing is getting out of control. How I feel about ICE personally, though, if I can just really be real with y'all. And I'm not trying to incite no violence or try to tell y'all to go beat up a bunch of people. But I was talking to my homeboy about this shit. ICE kind of reminds me of the Amazon Flex drivers. And for those who are not familiar with that for who the people are, it's the people who wear regular clothes and put on the Amazon vest and do deliveries out of their own personal car, which means you're not really an Amazon employee. You kind of a paid volunteer. There's nothing wrong with doing Amazon Flex at all. Like, it's good for extra money. You know, it's cool and all that. You know, if your car has good gas mileage and stuff, I recommend doing it for the extra, like, extra chips. But you're not an Amazon employee. I mean, technically, the drivers who drive in the Amazon vehicles aren't either, but they're more closely related to Amazon than the Flex people are. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think of Amazon drivers, you think the guys and gals in the uniform, the vest, the polo, the pants, the hats, you know, and all that. Getting out of a big Amazon vehicle. So you like, okay, there goes Amazon, right? It's like we did think of the cops. Okay, there goes the officers, there goes their badge, their uniform, and the government issued vehicle. ICE is pulling up in sedans and minivans and bulletproof vests that say police on the shit that really looks like store bought, if you ask me, and just seasoned niggas. Bro, they don't seem like real police to me. They don't really seem like, they seem like volunteers who just was too excited to just grab a bunch of black and brown people off the street. It just was, you know, it's giving off volunteer slave catcher vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem real to me. Like, it's real that it's happening, it's terrible. But you niggas don't seem like real. Like, it's like the government, it's like if something happened to y'all, Trump is not backing you up. That's how I feel. Trump is not backing you up. It feels to me that when you sign up to be an ICE agent, it's somewhere in the fine print underneath all the lawyer jargon that says, hey, listen, if you go outside and try to kidnap these people and they whoop your ass, hey, champ, don't call us. Don't call us, pal. We're not going to help you. It seems like a job where you got to sign a waiver, you know what I'm saying you won't sue if you die or get your ass beat. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, y'all, they throwing people in sedans and minivans. That look rented, by the way. Just guys in masks with some weapons. They don't seem like government officials. Now it's a felony to put your hands on a government agent. It is. However, putting your hands on somebody who's not a government agent, it's not a felony. Do that what you will. Do with that what you will. You know what I'm saying? Do with that information what you will. I also seen a video of ICE trying to grab somebody who was Haitian in that community. Jumped on them folks. I mean, jumped on their asses. They all still free. I'm just saying. I'm not citing them, but I ain't telling nobody to go out and put their hands on nobody. I am not inciting or commanding violence. I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know what I see, how I see things. And you know, you can do with that what you will. All I'm saying. Speaking of ICE and this whole Trump shit, man. This what is it? The alligator Alcatraz shit. That is some of the wildest shit I ever seen in my time. I never thought I would get to see this much evil in the world in my lifetime. That wasn't like a period piece about slavery or wasn't something fictional. This is like it's like I'm watching the beginning steps of slavery in real time. You know what I'm saying? And y'all see DeSantis talking about the facility. The nigga sounds so geeked. He was just like, oh wow, yeah, man, we have this over here, we have this here. They can escape, man, they're in a swamp. Oh, they're coming. It looked like a nigga who just bought a bunch of slaves. It was like, oh man, I'm gonna be rich. Oh, they're coming. Why are you so excited about having captives, bro? That's that shit, my nigga. And my mama want to go to Florida. I don't know why. It's different story, different podcast. But I don't understand that shit. This is their governor. I believe this is their governor, right? This nigga was just too excited about the basically a fucking slave quarter camp with a goddamn gun line. Instead of a gun line, it's an alligator swamp. He was way too happy about that shit. The Bible talks about those who delight in evil. It don't end well for them. Spoiler alert. It don't end well for them. But it speaks in Proverbs. I've been reading Proverbs lately a lot, chapter by chapter. And it speaks about in great detail about how people who delight in evil, what kind of people they are. That's some evil ass shit, bro. Listen, you just too excited about snatching Mexicans and black people off the street and putting them in cages who ain't did shit. It's mad wild, bro. That's mad. This shit is so crazy. It was a soccer game, Mexico versus DR, like some kind of cup game or some shit. And I was there, and you know, I was with my family and shit, and we was kind of like saying we really are hoping and praying that ICE don't run up in here and start grabbing niggas, man, because there was a lot of Mexicans up there. Now, granted, of course, you know, it was soccer and it was the Mexican team, so that's a given, that's obvious. But I just was like, I hope the Mexican team wins because they could use a win right now. And I hope nobody gets snatched up, bro. I would really hate to see that shit. I don't want to, you know, I get, they voted for this shit. That don't mean I want to see a bunch of motherfuckers get snatched up, bro. I don't want to see that shit. Which is why I voted for Kamala. I don't want to see none of this shit, bro. It's just super evil, man. I'm rarely ever speechless. Obviously, I have a podcast and several platforms where I talk a lot, but this shit is really putting me just speechless, bro. I just can't believe the evil that I'm witnessing now. I'm a man of faith. I believe in Jesus. I know me and mine are gonna be cool, but just to watch it, it's kind of like I can only imagine what the Hebrews kind of felt like watching Egypt go through the plagues. Like, me and mine are good, but this shit is wild. Like, you niggas is going without. Y'all having complete darkness, locusts, frogs, boils, fire from the heavens. Like, yo, this really sucks. I didn't want this for anybody. This is a lot, but Lord have mercy. This is terrible. You know? And speaking of voting for Kamala, man, listen. You could call it divisive or whatever. It is what it is, my nigga. I'm a realist. I don't subscribe to the whole idea of like, oh, I'm taking my hat off. I'm announcing Trump. I don't believe in him anymore. I'm not on Trump's side anymore. He's a bad president. No, nigga. No. I had a change of heart. No, nigga. You didn't. What happened was, what happened was, you was cool because you knew what Trump was doing. You knew what he was about. I can not excuse, but in a smallest of sense, I can understand voting for him the first time. Not saying not saying that's right or I can condone it, but I can understand in a sense, the smallest of sense. Voting for him the first time, him being so bad that you was like, wow, I missed time to jump, I overstepped, this is a bad move right here, and then voting opposite. Because even the average racist is like, okay, I'm this kind of person, but he's also a really terrible president, so I ain't doing this shit. Y'all know what this man was on. You know what he was on. So, for him to running it back and you vote for him again says to me more about you than it does about him, because we already know what he's on. We already know what he's finna do. We ain't nobody's surprised. But you voted for him again, and the reason you did because you thought that him getting rid of DEI and this and the immigrants, you thought that meant niggas. You thought that meant black people, or the Mexicans who weren't you, or the immigrants who weren't you. You thought you was different. You thought you was white, huh? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Or better yet, you thought that, and this is so funny to me. This is why niggas don't fucking read. You thought that when he said we're gonna get rid of government stuff, oh yeah, Congress, his friends. His partners? No, nigga. You and your job. You and your job, pal. You and your job. Now look at you. Laid off because your buddy Trump was like, let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. Now you jobless. Oh, this sucks. I mean, we vote for Trump now. Going to TikTok. I'm asking for support. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. Lay in the bed that you made, nigga. It was all cool just last week when you thought all the shit that he was talking, oh, that's for the blacks. That's for all they need to be. Yeah, all the DEI. Oh, they're only here because of DEI and affirmative action and all that shit. They did. DEI means didn't earn it. I think I read somewhere that DEI, the people who benefited from DEI the most was actually white women. Not us. Definitely not our women who are the most educated people in this country. Definitely not our women who are making and starting businesses at a crazy rate. Not our women. Not our black men who are going to therapy, who are going to church, who are, turning their lives around, getting good jobs, doing stuff like this, making the content, making the money, breaking trauma and curses from past generations. Not us. No, y'all. But it was all fun and games. It was all cool as long as it meant niggas in your mind. He's gonna get the niggas, the Negroes, and the bad immigrants, the bad Mexicans, the bad this racist group up in here. No, he meant you, nigga. You too. Dave Chappelle made a joke a while ago, and he was, because he lives in Ohio, excuse me, and he was talking to the Tiki Torch whites, as he calls them, and he was saying they really believe that Trump is on their side. He was like, no, nigga, he's not. He's more on my side than yours because I'm rich. And he tried to explain to people that, like, people who are rich and white, they have an extra level of hatred and prejudice because they're already white and racist. They're also rich. So they're looking down at anybody who's not rich first and then race next. They tolerate black people who are rich because they have money. They worship money. They ain't looking at you. Trump is a rich, white, racist man. And old, too. He worships money. If you don't have it, you're nothing to him. It doesn't matter who you are. Now, he's racist as hell, too. So, which is why he backs and supports the Proud Boys, Nazis, and the Klan because they share his ideologies. But first and foremost, that nigga is rich as hell. And he worships money. Okay? You think because he's a Republican, he's a Christian, he's not. He worships money. But, I mean, you wouldn't understand because you're not a Christian either. So, I get it. Or you're not a follower of Christ. You're a Christian. Different things, if you could believe that. But yeah, it was all cool as long as you thought all that Trump stuff meant black people. And the minute you realized it didn't, you had a sudden change of heart. Word, not buying it, bro. It's not a change of heart. That's common sense. Not wanting bad things to happen to you is just as bare minimum as it gets. The Bible even talks about, what good is it to do for your friend? Like basically, like what it says is you're not special for doing good things for people that you like. Even sinners do that, and Jesus is right. Trump does nice things for his friends, and we can all agree that he's evil as hell. That's not nobody's applauding that. The Bible says to pray and love for your enemies because that's hard to do. I know because I do. Well, I don't love Bob. I gotta be real with y'all. That love part is, I'm not at that Christian level yet. I pray though. I pray for my enemies. But love, nah. I gotta ask God to I gotta work on that. Anyway, I pray for my enemies. Okay. But that's hard to do. That's something that somebody who doesn't believe in God or Jesus won't do. So that's admirable. So let's put it in this context. I'm not an immigrant. U.S. citizen. That ain't my problem. Right? But I voted for Kamala, who wasn't gonna do this shit. The things that Kamala was talking about, some of them had nothing to do with me. Like, for example, like the whole Roe v. Wade thing. For me as a man, just as a man, that doesn't have anything at all to do with me. But I sympathize with the ladies that it affects, and I think that it's wrong. Like the abortion ban. Now, I understand now as a believer in Christ, I'm gonna always vote on keeping the baby. But I also believe that God gives us free will. So who am I to tell somebody you have to do this? No, you have the free will to abort that child, and you also have to deal with the consequences of that sin, like any other sin that you did, or that anybody does. God sees sin as just sin all over the board, so that's a sin as well. So, but again, so for me, the abortion ban, I didn't agree because that takes away somebody's free will. And I believe, I forget the girl's name, but it was a girl who was having pregnancy complications, and they needed to take the child out so the woman could live. And because she was in one of the states where the ban was up, she died. So that's a whole other thing. Maybe she wanted to be a mom, but I mean, if the child is gonna kill you before it gets to the world, we gotta make some moves now. This obviously wasn't in God's will for you to have this kid, so let's get it out. But again, that don't have really, as a man, shit to do with me at all. But I give a damn. I empathize. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I voted for Kamala. I care about people, and I wanted things to be different. I wanted people to have, life and life more abundantly as it is in the Bible. Like me, I want my life to be more abundant. That's why I do this kind of stuff. But again, I'm not a hater. I believe it's enough for all of us. God, the streets in heaven are paved with gold. It's enough for everybody. Me making my millions, billions, trillions, whatever God want me to have, ain't gonna knock no pork chop off your plate. It's not. Unless you knock it off yourself. That's a whole other scenario that we should address. But it's not. But you niggas, y'all people decided to go ahead and vote against your own interests. You were such a hater. You were so enraged that a black woman could be a president. You was like, no, I'll die before that happens. And you will. Yeah. You will, pal. Trust me. You'll be dead. Okay? You'll be dead soon, pal. Trust me. With the healthcare shit that's going on with you. Yeah. You'll be dead, pal. You'll be dead and gone. Okay? And guess what? Kamala can run again. Yes, she can. She can run again. Yes, she can. Right? So, that's one thing about God, bro. He will give you what you ask for. You know what I'm saying? And people always talk about, well, if God is this and God is that, why he allowed Trump to be president? Let's look in the Bible. So, before Israel had a king, there were other nations with kings, right? God was their king. Obviously, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, my Lord and Savior, personally. Go, Jesus Christ. Big dog. Israel didn't have a king. Children of Israel, who of course looked like me, they was like, we want a king. God was like, you first of all, you have one. That's not fair, Lord. Everybody else has a king. We want a king too. They have the King of Kings as their king. They want a king, a fleshly king. Y'all seeing this? These dunderheads. They got me as their king. They want a king, a fleshly king. Because because other nations have a king and they feeling left out. They don't know that I got some. You know what? Fine. Y'all have a king. You know who that king was? Saul. Spoiler alert. Nigga was not a good king at all. He was so bad that they had to go find a 13-year-old to replace the nigga. They anointed David. They told, I forgot, Samuel. I think he was like a minister or a prophet or something like that. They say, yo, Samuel, he gotta go. We screwed up. That's our bad. He gotta go. Or either God told Samuel. I forgot that part. But basically, Samuel was like, we need a new king. It came to him somehow, some way. Probably was God. And they anointed a 13-year-old. Now, he wasn't king until later on, obviously. But you know how bad you gotta be for niggas to look at and pretend and be like, you know what? I think you might be the one, buddy. I think he might be on to something. Things happen, of course, but Saul was a terrible king. He tried to kill David too. Tried to kill David for many years. Was unsuccessful, and niggas didn't like him. So I kind of am reminded of that story. My therapist told me that story, by the way, or that passage in the Bible, by the way. I just can't help but feel that people were like, we want this kind of president. We want this. We want that. And God will give you what you want to expose you, or because you really he allowed you to have it. But just like the first time when Trump was president, and everybody thought, oh, well, there's no more racism. We have a black president. They hung a doll of this nigga during his inauguration. It's all about race with you guys. Nobody's there racist. Andrew Reese just got put on the cover of 2K26. Niggas took that picture and put a monkey on it dribbling basketball, which is one of the most racist things I've ever seen in my entire life. One of, not the most, not even in the top 5. Because I've seen some dastardly racist shit before in my time, bro. Like, yeah, some dastardly racist shit. But it's in the top 10 for surely. Nah, I think about it, say it out loud. For surely in the top 10. And I just remember watching everybody got exposed. And for me personally, I worked at Amazon during that time, so I got to see things live and direct. And I remember going to deliver packages, right? And it would be the Trump tards just with the banners and America's great again, all that shit, and the red and all that out in their front yard. The funniest thing happened with them though. I would always try to deliver to their house, but I couldn't because their packages was always just missing. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, so I say this to say, it exposed the people who was really hiding some shit, and they felt empowered to just let it out loud. And then I would see people who would, have like the blue stuff, Joe Biden and all that. They always got their packages. Always, no problem. Couldn't tell you why the people who were Trump fans couldn't get their shit. Couldn't tell you why. But I remember just how they acted, how they carried themselves, how arrogant they were. But I also recall when Trump lost to Biden, how everybody took their signs down and the racists went back into hiding. And I remember this vividly, y'all. I remember delivering to a house. Again, their stuff was missing. And this is why. Because when I walked up to when I parked the car in front of the house, I just, looked over yonder, to the house. And I could see in the garage, and, garage was open. Full of Trump stuff. And I was just like, they're going back into hiding. But you already been exposed, pal. I remember your fucking house. As a matter of fact, I remember, wait a minute. Didn't this house have Trump paraphernalia all over the house? And it did. He lost. They put it back. They went back into their regular hiding shit. And that person, of course, packages, I don't know. It was gone. But he's back again. And I believe that the reason that God allows these kind of things to happen is because he's all knowing, all seeing. I believe it's for exposure, because some people, obviously, for whatever reason, because he's in office again, just don't believe he's that bad of a guy. All right. I also believe that things could have got a lot more violent if he didn't win. Because there's people talking about starting a civil war if he didn't win. And them niggas, and I believe because them niggas stormed the Capitol. So they could be that too. But I think more so it was for God to show and expose. That's what he does a lot. God shows, reveals, and exposes a lot of stuff. And he wanted to really show, like, no. You too. Not exempt from this shit. Which is why I don't believe, I don't sympathize, I don't feel sorry for nobody who voted for Trump and got what you asked for. I don't. Oh, my granddad, he's the... Oh my God, they deported my husband. I voted for Trump and I was very loyal, and my husband is getting deported. Oh no. Shock and awe. Awe and shock. Then, matter of fact, jokes aside, then the lady that was like, I will vote for Donald Trump. Take it again. Like the lady from the video, I think her husband actually got deported. Yo, I think her husband really got deported, Joe. And she was crying and shit. Listen, I don't feel bad for it. I personally don't. And maybe I should be a better Christian. Maybe I should. I don't, though. I don't feel bad at all. You got what you asked for. You got what you asked for. That is like the equivalent. That's like if this murderous gang kills people who wear, I don't know, a certain baseball hat. They got a big thing against people who wear a certain baseball hat. And you go over there and they shoot you 12 times and you live. But you go on a lot talking about, shit, nigga, I ain't scared, nigga, what's up, nigga? I'm gonna wear the hat, bro. I'm a grown ass man. What niggas finna do to me? They finna Swiss cheese your stupid ass. That's what they finna do. They finna Swiss cheese your ass and dance over your body. They finna Swiss cheese your goofy ass and post about it on TikTok with 10,000 gang signs talking about don't fuck with us, nigga. Yeah, nigga. It's the Bloods. I don't want to say no actual gang because I don't want the niggas to get no fucking free press. Oh yeah, nigga, it's the Crips, cuz. It's the Crips. Nobody's feeling bad for your stupid ass. You was big and bad on the line, nigga. I don't care, nigga. I'm wearing a hat, nigga. I'm wearing a hat. I'm a grown ass man. Okay. Now you a shot up ass man. Asking for thoughts and prayers. I ain't thinking, I ain't praying, nigga. I ain't bothering God with that. He got better things to do. He got more important. He got bigger fish to fry. Now God loves you, and of course, he's gonna, you're still alive, so he got a plan for you. So he loves you. I'm human. His ways are not my ways. But if you're asking me, I don't give a shit. I don't. I'm not into the whole I had to change your heart. You didn't. Something happened to you. You feel betrayed. Don't know why, but you feel betrayed. You feel sad. Your feelings are hurt, and you probably lost your job. Not celebrating anybody losing their employment. I know times are hard, and shit out here is expensive. I also don't feel sorry for you, like at all. You're showing your loved ones in the bind, where it got caught by ICE and the third. I kind of feel sorry for them, kinda, because they could have been an innocent bystander to your bullshit. And I don't believe in this whole idea of I kind of don't. We shouldn't judge people who based on who they voted for. We should all just be united. That's division. That's a white people luxury, unfortunately. Black people don't have that luxury to not judge niggas, because you voting for Trump means you want me dead or in chains or worse, back in slavery. I gotta judge you, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta judge you by your fruit. Like the Bible says, this is the fruit that you bear. I'm gonna judge you. Judging you're bearing hateful and evil and selfish fruit. I'm gonna fucking judge you. I'm sorry. I don't have that luxury. Now I will say this though. I'm not fighting a big angry fight with folks who voted for Trump. I'm 32 years old. I've seen a lot. I'm fucking tired. I'm in therapy. I'm in the Bible. I'm learning more and more that I can go do this shit and yell at you and scream at you and call you all kinds of stupid. That's the end. Your feelings are hurt. They not hurt. Whatever. God can get that ass though. God can make you, I had to change your heart. I don't want to vote for Trump anymore. Trump betrayed me. That's what God can do. And give me a platform to talk about it. That's what God can do. So I'll let shit go. You voted for Trump? All right, cool. Well, thanks for telling me that shit. You can't come to my house no more. ever again, nigga. We cool. I just know what's up with you now, bro. But yeah, man. So like I said, y'all, quick one. I obviously had a lot to say about Trump and ICE that I've been holding in. I didn't even plan for me to give it this much energy, for real. I didn't even plan to give this shit this much energy. But you know what? When you're flowing and flowing, going and going, and you're in motion. This motion's telling me to leave. All right, y'all. It's your boy Slick. God bless and all that. Peace.